Welcome everybody. Gonna do another interview style. Today we're gonna be showcasing pretty much Marcus. He's been with me just a little over a year. We're just gonna give an insight on like his journey on like what he's done with me, give a little bit of his perspective and his own life because everyone has like different lives, and hopefully it'll help you out as well. Okay, so Marcus has managed to lose 20 kilos in total, which we'll show you in a second. He's gone like through a full phase, entering his fifth phase. He's gotten fitter, gotten stronger. He'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But yeah, do you want to just like introduce yourself, like your name? Well, I've already said your name, how old you are, and like what you do for work.
Yep. Hi, yeah, I'm Marcus. I'm 52, allegedly. Um,
Allegedly.
and and I just a data specialist, training to be a data analyst. I have quite a busy schedule with work, and I'm also a full-time carer as well. So it's been not as easy as some people to get this training nailed down, but I've now incorporated on training 4 times a week and really enjoying it still. So yeah,
Yeah, nice. Yeah, you've come a long way. We started like 3 times a week, and then as you got more into it, we kind of upped it up. So we can't just push it as it was. But if you want to tell a little bit, obviously your journey's been very big and very like we've been working together for a long time. So do you want to just say what your life was like before like joining the JRPT? Like what struggles did you face, and like with fitness and mindset? So where were you at before you joined?
sure. Yeah, there's a few reasons I decided to join with Jao. Firstly, I was scared looking at the scales. I was at about 91 kilos. I was like, where's that come from? Um, and basically, I've got a quite a serious spinal injury, which was affecting my life quite badly and was being exacerbated by the weight. I've been through all sorts of stuff, scans, etc., etc. And talking to the experts, I decided that fitness was one of the journeys I'd like to go down, improve the strength of my back to support my injury, and also general health in total, really. So I was not healthy. I was eating the wrong stuff, loads of ready meals and junk, not really caring about that sort of side of things. And then I kind of just realized that no, that's not the way I want to continue. I want to nail this down, really want to make it happen. So I fully committed to it and been putting 100% effort into it since then, really.
Hmm. Yeah, 100%. I agree. And we'll showcase that in a second. Like since day one, it's just been like hard work from both of us. But it's been more, well, obviously there's been problems not being like 100% perfect, but like you said, like low back sometimes like come in even like recently. We just we work around it rather than just being like a lot of guys probably watching this, they got like an injury or like in their 50s and got little niggles everyone has, they'll be like, oh, I've been off, it's not for me. Whereas like we kind of just came together and find a solution. I feel that's probably been the biggest play. Like from your parts, you actually just communicate with me, which makes the whole process easier. Like I always say it's a 50-50 partnership. It's not like 100% me, right? So I feel like you've done that very well from like a client perspective. And that's why it's probably like really worked well. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. It's been a lot of adaptation on both sides. You've adapted to my requirements in terms of limitations on things like free weights and things like that, actually, because the weight bearing load, I be careful of how much I can actually physically load bear. And we've worked through that and got supported exercises, which have helped me a great deal. And been patient with me when I've had problems with my back. So just working towards it. We're back on track, and it's been a really interesting journey for me. I've learned a lot. I'm in a place now that, quite frankly, I never thought I would be doing stuff that I never thought I would do. Even ran a 5K a little while back in a sweltering hot day outside with the group, doing things like full body pull-ups and stuff that I was just looking at thinking I'm never going to do that. So
Yeah.
and now actually doing it and enjoying it. So it's just brilliant from my perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And it's like, I get this a lot, like where a lot of people, a lot of guys I speak to in their late 40s or 50s, they're always too late now, I've wasted it, I'll just keep going on. And I feel like you should be one of the, like obviously we've got other guys in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s like Greg, but it should be like no age. Like the best time to start, I always tell people will be like yesterday. I know it's very cliche, and the second best time to start is like now. No matter what you do, it's like proof. Like so many people think, oh, it's your 20s and 30s, and that's it. Like you're finished, right? And it's not like you showcase that very well. Like we can even what you can even do a chin up, pull up, a push up. I think maybe a dodgy one we could do. And now it's like now how many like pull ups were we doing? What was your best? I think we got the other week
On my what, sorry?
on your pull ups.
Oh, 7 or 8.
7 or 8 in a row, yeah. So it's just huge. And we nearly putting on weight, to be fair. Like weight around you to to start actually doing pull-ups. Similar to the dips, which is very, very cool. What was like the moment you decided that you really need to take this seriously? And obviously like you spoke to experts, spinal injury, but what was like the time? Obviously, you didn't put weight on like overnight. Like, was there like anything specific that you were like, cool, I need to take something serious and actually like take action? Was there like any trigger?
Um, I think personally, there's a lot been happening in my personal life the past couple of years, bereavements, things like that, family matters, and I've decided that I was just going to take control of one element of my life and really work on bettering myself in terms of health, and having a focus and mindset, really work on it. And that's been great because it's even done things like to my general health, like lower my resting heart rate by 10 beats a minute in a year. So that's pretty huge. So I think that's one side of a general health. But my focus really was to uh, get my mental strength in the right place as well as my physical strength, and combine the two. And so far, so good. And my side of it, commitment's not a problem. I'm 100% committed. And I just really enjoy it. I enjoy the training. I enjoy pushing myself. Joe enjoys pushing me, pushing
Yeah,
himself.
that
Even
is,
I complain, but no, it's good. It's all going in the right direction. And I want to get the absolute maximum out of this that I
yeah.
possibly can. Because it's something I plan on keeping up and doing very long term.
Yeah, absolutely now. Like we built a good foundations. Now just keep improving, keep challenging, just making it fun and just seeing where we can get to. 'Cause I feel like it's a never ending game, which is just like it's fun, right? Now you've done the hard bit, we're in the fun bit. We've done the healthy bit. Now I mean it's harder to actually get fitter, which you probably found. Yeah, it's good. Like
Yeah,
we sort of like 99% probably like the health issues you had, like in just like on just a little bit over a year, which is that was like the big mission, right? What do you think has been like the biggest game changer for you since you joined?
biggest game changer. I think it's been focus really. Although I've had something to work on, like you always say, my form drops off on certain things. My focus is really about improving my exercises, upping the weights, even if it means I plateau for a while. I did that with stuff like bench pressing, adapting that slightly. So now I'm doing, when I first started, I can't even remember what I was benching, but it was rubbish. And now it's sort of, I'm working, with sort of 80 kilos odd, and it's just a bit insane from my point of view. But
Mm,
I think that's me is having something to focus on and improve. My job is well, it's continuous improvement role I have within data analysis. So I think I can also translate that across. Najal knows the data doesn't lie,
it
which
doesn't.
is I know very well. So yeah, it's not something that I can just simple, try and make up. It's like it's all hard work, and I'm kind of really proud of where I've got to from where I was. So that's great.
Yeah, you should be. You should be. Like I said, I'll share the screen like literally in a second. But now for someone like watching this, like a lot of people do still like struggle to stay consistent. Like you said, I feel like you've been very consistent from like day one. If there's anything that does happen, we again adapt, which has been like key. But like what helps you stay on track, even like when motivation is not like at its highest?
I think it's it's seeing the results, even though you have to point them out to me sometimes because I
Mhm.
don't always see them physically. But I think yeah, it's I don't from my perspective, I don't mind repetition from a kind of nutritional point of view. I've adapted that several times in different calories. I take some supplements that we've discussed, things like vitamin D tablets and protein powder and stuff that I can incorporate into getting the right balance of macros because I know you said before nutrition is a huge part of it, and now I've learned that it's absolutely critical to fitness development, and also keeping hydrated, just things like this, general things that we talk about on our group chats,
Mm.
weekly group chats, hints and tips from you give us from there, and also things like adapting to breathing exercises and various other things like monitoring stress, things coping with stress, all things to keep you on track. Really, it all comes together.
Yeah. So you would you say is like pretty much just having data, like having like the more data for you, the more accountable you stick to because like you said, you're data driven like I am. So it's like you look at the results or you look at variance and it's like cool if I do X, Y. So it's not like you're just up in the air doing like messy stuff and then just expecting results with like no data, right? You'd say like, yeah, I agree. Like for me it's the same thing, whether in business or in fitness, it's always like data always wins. And it's always like biggest motivator. And it is probably for most people watching this even if they don't realize it, everyone, you know, we live off data, whether you like it or not. So but yeah, so like how has your body changed since starting and like how do you feel now? I'm gonna pull up the pictures as well. But tell me, like, well, we're gonna look at this. Let's look at this together. Right. Well, first of all, here's
Sure.
your weight. Well, we started 91 kilos, but your scales were messed up. So we'll go through the phases in a second, but yeah, do you want to share a little bit while I get the pictures up? Like, how do you feel
Yeah.
with how much we've changed?
Yeah. Physically massively different now. I've, as you said, lost 20 kilos from where I started. So things like my back pain is less. I'm taking less medication for that. Generally, I look very, very different. Uh,
You're laughing while you're saying that.
so yeah, it's just crazy. I sort of look at myself now, and I'm okay with wearing stuff like basketball tops in the gym, and you
Mm,
know a lot more confident because physically it's just been a radical change. I can physically see it now. As you say, I've now got pecs where I didn't before.
yeah. Man boobs to pecs, right?
Yes, yeah, totally. So and yeah, all elements, various structures, upper body structures, stuff like that, working on legs as well. So it's just been a quite a scary physical challenge for the good, really.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I agree. And it's been like I said, the pictures, like the weight's good to look at, but at the end of the day, like when you actually look at the pictures and the difference, then that's where the craziness comes in. Right? I feel like, especially when you look back at you, that side one is always my favorite, looking at the side to side.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, very, very cool. In terms of weight, obviously I can explain like how we did like four phases, we entering the fifth phase, but do you want to give like your perspective of kind of like the how we started like phase wise and then what we did and then where we at now?
Okay, so I think initially we went down, cut right down to something like I think it was 1,700 calories a day. Obviously, adapting, massively increasing the protein, altering the rest down as well. But protein is key. I've maintained that throughout for obviously muscle recovery and development, hydration as well. Um, so yeah, started off really kind of cutting it low. I was losing weight consistently for a good while until I think it was the first bulk. So I was a bit scared of that initially because I'd lost so
Yeah.
much. But obviously we talked it through and there's a reason for that. So again, I was quite pleased to actually for a while eat a bit more, but it was actually after that cutting down again that I think was the toughest bit from having
Mm.
that opportunity to eat a bit more. But I've kind of got used to that now. I'm seeing the results, and it's showing even more in the physical results as well. So it's just a question of having faith in Jao to give you that overview of where you're heading because I can't always see it. So
Yeah.
um, it's really worked.
Yeah, and it's like I said, we actually eat more now than we did before our cutting, and you weigh less, which was always the goal, right? Build muscle, build fitness, so eventually you can eat more, you can be satisfied, you can have that balance, even though you don't go out a lot. Like if it was like I don't know, like a friends out or thing, you're not like panicking about it because we've actually done it the right way. We haven't just like crashed you with carbs or whatever. We just haven't like thrown you in the deep end and not build any muscle or just got like a quick result. We've just done this so sustainably that it just makes it really easy for you to keep things up, like in the long run, which is the goal. Like obviously the goal is to always progress, but the way we've done it just makes it easier on you, like you said, right? And yeah, so pretty much I'll go overview of like kind of what we did. The 4 phases was literally so pretty much the first 2 phases were just getting healthy, getting Marcus to where he wanted to be, get his health back, get his fitness back. I remember even like walking up the hill, he used to run out of breath. I remember like that text he said to me, and now I mean, you've forgotten about saying it, which is a good sign normally, right?
Yeah.
We lost like the first like good 20 kilos. Then we went on a bulk. It was not so much a bulk, it was more like a recomp. Like we literally put on like what 4 kilos or so. And that was just to first of all give you a bit of a break from a deficit, get some strength up, just increase or decrease mental fatigueness and just body fatigueness. Did that really well, and now we're back onto a cut. But again, now it's yes, it's harder as we get to the same point as we were before, but you're eating more, so you have more energy, and things should just be a lot smoother. So that's kind of been the 12 months we've worked on this from literally ground zero, never like lifting weights ever, because he didn't lift weights any time before me. Like he did a bit of cardio there and there. So that's literally from ground zero. So huge stuff. Couple last little things. How was, for anyone watching, how has working with me as your coach helped you in your journey so far?
Immensely. It's not only the physical aspects of it, it's the mental aspects of it. You always say to you if you've got any issues, whatever that is, we can work together, adapt together, and come up with a solution. So it's not just the physical side of it; it's very much a combination of mental focus and everything around nutrition to physical health to mental health. And I found Giles to be excellent at listening to me. And he always pushes me, don't get me wrong, because that's what he's there to do. I don't always like it, but at first, I do see the results in the end, and I see why he does it. But I've found him to be an excellent motivator, really keen, really positive, very encompassing of everybody in the group, encouraging people to interact with each other that are on the programs, or various programs together. And I've really enjoyed it so far and will continue to do so. And I can obviously say Zhao's done an amazing job for me. I know others he has for as well. So anyone else thinking of joining him, please do. I can't see any reason why you shouldn't.
Hmm.
It's just an amazing journey, and I want to continue doing what I'm doing. So sign up, get yourself
Sign
in there.
up. I love how we went from like how's your journey being, which is like just sign up with him. Nothing else said. I love that.
Nothing but praise. So
Yeah, no, it's
great.
good. It's good. It's good. We love that. In terms of what would you say? Because like I'm probably going to send this to some of the guys, I suppose, especially in their late 40s and 50s, right? Just it'll just maybe help them clear up, even if they don't enjoy it, it'll just get them a little bit clearer head. What would you say to like other guys like in similar positions to you, maybe 20, 10, 20, 30 kilos heavier, got busy, work life, you're pretty much like fully on like any part of the day from like the morning, from the time you wake up to like when you go to sleep, you're pretty much like full on. Yeah, so what would you say to other guys in similar positions? They might have a family or work or just feel like they don't have the time to actually work on themselves and get in shape. Like, what would you say to them?
I'd say to them that for me, I didn't think I would be able to do it. Initially, I was as just as I'm incredibly busy with being full time carer, working full time. I'm doing apprenticeship as well, and I've also got commitments, family stuff like that. But I think making time out for yourself is one of the best things you can do. Um, it's a very straightforward uh, idea if you commit to it. I mean, I work out 4 times a week now, and I have adapted my work to accommodate that so that I can make time for myself, get in the gym when I can get in the gym, give myself enough time to do the workouts properly and not rush them, which I was guilty of doing beforehand.
Mm.
Uh, but I would say that it's very, very doable if you're committed to it. There's no issue why you shouldn't be able to do it at all. Um, if you're willing to put the effort in, then by all means, it's been a fantastic journey, and I would encourage anybody to do it. Um, it's been difficult for me sometimes to get the timings right, and there's been times where I've had to make quite a lot of adaptations, change my days, not do the ideal rest days when I should do. But now it's taken a while to get there. But now I've got a stable platform that I can build on, where I know where I should be in the gym. I know how long I've got. I know how much time I've got available, and I always maximise my time use in the gym. Not so the fact that I would just cut exercises out or time pressures, things like that. I just make sure that I'm giving it the full effort it needs to have, because that's where you've got to be. You've got to put the effort in to get the results out. Otherwise, together with the nutrition and everything else, it's got to come as one package. But if you really commit to it, I would recommend it to anybody.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's why I say like don't. I always say it's pointless joining me if it's not like a priority or if you don't respect yourself in that way. If you value health, you value fitness, it's like well, like you said, it's like a no-brainer. If your priorities or if you because a lot of people, a lot of guys, especially ones that have families or have like lives like yourself, are just so into it's like, oh, it's not for me, and they decide to go in like the victim mode or like even it's more like a limiting belief. They believe that they don't have time or they don't have this or their priority's not straight, so it's everything but their fault. And it's pretty much me and Marcus telling you, and like probably the other 40, 50 guys that are in the same range, like age range, around the same type of life, telling you you can do it. You don't have to be in the gym like 10, 12 hours a week. You don't have to be like starving yourself. We've never had a meal plan. We've never had a diet, extreme diets. We just learn how to do things and do them well, perfect them. And like you said, things have not been perfect. Like people got to stop thinking like it's perfection. We always have like pretty much every couple of months, there's always something that happens. And then the goal is we have problems, we work together, we find solutions, we keep going. That is coaching 101 for me, and that's like how I lead, and that's how like you agree the same thing is how we've kind of got over those barriers, right? So like Marcus said, there's no perfect time. It just do it messy and then get better. Because once you start messing, you can always get better, right? Because like even when we started, it was not like perfect. There's always like a little bit weird things then there didn't go perfectly. Like when I remember the beers, we went for a phase where out of nowhere I was like, oh, we're drinking free beers nearly every day. I was like, let's try and fix that a little bit, right? So there's things like that we just work around, and that's like one-on-one coaching. But good. Any last thing you want to say to someone, just like wrap it up? Maybe someone's like sitting on the fence, or anything you just want to tell them.
Yeah, it's been a great journey. I would say to anybody who's really serious about and wants to make a change to their lives, I would 100% go for it. You've got nothing to lose. As Yael said, it's not perfection. You will make mistakes. There will be bumps along the way, but it can be worked around. You can accommodate changes and change different times, change different habits gradually. It's not going to happen immediately, but see that long term goal. I mean, I've only been, as you say, just over a year, but in that year, it's been crazy. So I'm yeah looking very very different to what I did before. So
Yeah.
I would say anybody go for it. Enjoy the ride, enjoy that commitment, enjoy the way you're going to be able to look at different aspects of your fitness, and even down to what you eat, adapts meal. You know, if you're going to choose to supplements or whatever you want to do, or not supplements, and just focus on different types of food,
Hmm.
exercises, and what you want to improve about your health. Joe will help you.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. That's a nice wrap up. Yeah. Thank you everybody for watching. And like always, if you want to know a bit more about Marcus or his journey or anyone else, or just want to guest off if you're watching this video, then just send me a message either on WhatsApp or Instagram as always.